welcome to me in Overdrive. Now, before I tell you what this video is about, there's one important thing you should know about me. I'm an IB diploma student. For those of you who don't know what that means, I basically take a bunch of really hard classes, fill a couple of requirements, and then at the end of my senior year, I take a bunch of really hard tests, and then I get a really nice diploma with my name on it. Anyway, one of the requirements that I have to fulfill is something called CAS hours. CAS stands for Creativity, Action, and Service. So, on Tuesday, I found out that you need 2 activities in each CAS category in order to fulfill the requirement. Now, this put me in kind of a jam because I thought that 1 activity was enough, and since I was already doing piano, I would be fine. But obviously, life is never that easy. So, I spent the past couple weeks thinking really hard about what I could do to fulfill my requirement. And for creativity, I came up with a YouTube series. I guess it's not much of an origin story. So, for the most part, these videos will be just about my life and what's going on, and if there's something interesting going on, I'll just talk about whatever people want to hear about. So yeah, feel free to shoot me any questions, whenever. Back to me. This week was pretty uneventful. I mean, it was kind of interesting. I finally took the mental health day I very much needed, although it wasn't so much of a mental health day as a lie in bed comatose and sick day. I slept the entire day, and when I got back, I had to make up all the schoolwork I missed. And for you non-IB students out there, missing even one day is hard to make up because so much stuff happens when you're in IB classes. Then, on Tuesday, I had an extended essay meeting, which is pretty much a 4,000-word research paper which I have to complete in order to get the diploma. And it was at that meeting that I found out you need 2 activities in each CAS category. So yeah, life was getting stressful. Good, but stressful. Now, Wednesday was a pretty uneventful day, but I found out what my favorite word is. Saxicolous, which means one who lives under a rock. And honestly, that kind of describes me perfectly. Then, on Thursday, I turned in this actually pretty interesting Math HL project. Basically, we finished our calculus unit, and so we had to make this test where the answer to each problem was the amount for a certain ingredient of a recipe. And honestly, it was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done because matching answers to a problem isn't hard, you just solve for the problem. But matching a problem to the answers is really hard because it has to be a specific problem. And then, of course, after we turned in that project, we had a good old-fashioned calculus test. It wasn't nearly as fun as making the recipe test. And now, we get to start more calculus! Yay! On Friday, I went to see One Acts. And One Acts is pretty self-explanatory. There are a bunch of one-act plays, and I'd never been before, so I didn't know what to expect, but it was great. It was super funny. So yeah, that's it. This week has been pretty eventful, but my life is generally not this interesting, so please let me know what you guys want me to talk about. After all, I'm probably the only one who finds my life this interesting. So thanks for watching. That concludes this video, and tune in next week for my next one.